Win as one. EA Sports FIFA 21 sponsors Saturday Social.
This is Ask Pulisic. We gave you guys at home the chance to ask this man absolutely anything on the Sky Sports social media accounts. Christian, we had so many questions sent in from you and loads from your American fan base as well. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous. Let's go.
Don't be nervous. There's some great questions in here. The first one is, who was your footballing idol when you were growing up?
I would say Luis Figo was probably one of my biggest idols growing up. I loved watching him play when I was younger.
That's a bit of an unusual one, it has to be said. What was so special about Luis Figo for you?
I just loved the way he played. I was a big fan of him, and I don't know. It was kind of like it grew on me, and my dad actually called me Figo a lot of the time, so it became like a nickname. And it was one of my first jerseys I ever had.
All right, let's move on to the next question. What's your favorite American sport that's not soccer?
That's a good question. I would say my favorite sport would probably be basketball. American sport. I also really like golf, but I don't know if you consider that like American, but yeah, I'd probably say basketball.
And how about you? Have you ever been on the basketball court? Because obviously I've seen you play football. I don't think you've got the height of the NBA players, but I can imagine you're quite dynamic on there.
Yeah, I used to play actually a lot growing up. I have a lot of friends that I grew up playing pickup with all the time, so I'm not a bad basketball player. Like you said, a little short, but you know, I'm all right.
I also saw a photo of LeBron James wearing a Christian Pulisic jersey. That is pretty special. Have you ever spoken to LeBron? Like, how has that connection happened?
No, I actually sent him that jersey. I never really had a conversation with him, but hopefully I can meet him one day. He's big inspiration to a lot of athletes.
Definitely. Okay, let's go to the next one then. This one is going to split opinion. A lot of people wanted to know the answer to this. Hershey's or Cadbury's chocolate?
Obviously, I'm gonna go with Hershey's on that one.
Wow.
Easy choice.
No, it's got to be Cadbury's, Christian. Come on.
I don't know. Just growing up in Hershey, man. Can't go wrong with a Hershey bar. I'm telling you.
Is there any sort of sweets you've tried since you've got to England that you thought, yeah, this is a bit of me. I'm gonna have to take this back to the US when I go home?
I think you'd have to ask my mom that question. She's big on all the sweets. She loves coming over here and trying every single new chocolate and every little thing. So. I'm not super big on the sweets, but yeah, that would be a good question for her.
All right, if I ever speak to you, Mum, I'll ask her that question. Let's move on to the next one then. This is from one of your American fans. From one Pennsylvanian to another, what do you miss most about Pennsylvania?
I would say the thing I miss most about Pennsylvania is like really late at night going with a couple friends to Sheetz, which is like it's kind of like a gas station, but also has like made to order food. And it's actually really, really nice. And I don't know, you'd go there and you'd see a bunch of people you know. And yeah, so I'd have to say that.
And for someone like me who's never been to Hershey or never been to Pennsylvania, what's it like? Give us a little description of the place.
It's a lot of trees in Pennsylvania where I live. There's a lot of cornfields, nice countryside. And it's actually a really beautiful state. There's a lot of cool things that you can go see. Hershey, obviously, just itself has a lot of different fun things that you can go see, like the chocolate world and a lot of fun things.
Let's move on to the next one then. This one, again, was sent in by a lot of people. Why have you shaved the beard?
That's a good question. I really did like the beard, to be honest. In the end, it came down to my grandma. I had a conversation with her, and she said, "You need to shave the beard." She said, "You look so handsome without it." And that was enough for me. I said, you know what? I have to do it. So I had to go with the fresh look again. But it might make another appearance. We'll see.
Okay, let's go to the next one then. This one is, what is the biggest difference between the Premier League and the Bundesliga?
That's tough to say one biggest difference. I think it's just a new league, new teams coming in, and yeah, I don't know. I've gotten that question a lot, I guess, and I don't know exactly what the difference is. I'd say the Premier League definitely has a lot of tough opponents and gives you a lot of different challenges on a week-to-week basis, I think, with a lot of different styles. And I'd say that would be the main difference, is just the variety in teams and the different challenges that you face each week.
Because I guess if you were to ask me that sort of question, or the normal football fan that sort of question, they might say the physicality or the pace. Do you think they're much different, or is it actually a bit of a myth?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would say that the Premier League is a very physical league, but that's not to say that the Bundesliga isn't either. So it's tough over there as well. I think I think you definitely see a lot of the top players in the world coming to the Premier League. I think it's a very attractive league, and I definitely think it's the best, and it's yeah, but that's not to say that the Bundesliga isn't tough at all, because I know it is.
And obviously we've seen Kai Havertz, we've seen Timo Werner come over recently from the Bundesliga to Chelsea. Have you helped them settle in, finding houses with them, stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm pretty close with those guys. Luckily I can still speak a bit of German, so I can chat with them and try to help them out, because I went to the same similar thing last year.
Perfect. Okay, the next one. Who is the most lethal finisher at Chelsea? Now, I know you've got loads of great strikers, but if you had to pick one on your team in training to hit the back of the net, who are you going to go for?
I would have to go with Olivier Giroud.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, lethal finisher. I mean, you just especially like first time on the volley, balls everywhere. He just always gets clean contact on the ball, and he's definitely really strong in front of goal. So I'd go with him.
Nice. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Which player listens to the worst music at Chelsea?
Now that's a good question. I might have to go with the German guys. I really don't like German music that much when I was living there. So
what is it about German music you're just not having?
I don't know. I'm just not really feeling it. It's just a little bit strange for me to hear like German rap, and like I don't know. I'm just not a fan.
So if you were in charge of the Orcs, what's your go-to music? Who's your go-to artist?
They might not be happy either. I mean, I listen to a lot of rap and stuff like that, but also I like country music, and I like all of rock and classic rock and different kind of stuff. So I'd have to play the typical like trap in the changing room if I were to get on the aux, so that the guys don't get mad.
So you don't get much opportunity to put the country music on in the dressing room pre-game?
No, not exactly.
Oh, we got to change that. Okay, the next one. How would you rate yourself at Fortnite?
I'm pretty good at the game. I used to be better. Used to play a lot, but I'm definitely up there. I'm definitely good.
How would you rank yourself in terms of the Chelsea squad? Because I know there's a lot of gamers in the Chelsea squad. Have you ever played with any of them at Fortnite? Because I saw you also playing with Ninja, so you must be pretty high levels.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely high up in the team. I think I don't know if Fortnite's the biggest game now. Other guys are playing different games. But yeah, I might be the best in Fortnite.
What's the Chelsea squad playing at the moment? A lot of Warzone?
Yeah, I think some guys play Warzone, a couple of different sports games here and there. But yeah, I think Warzone's the big one right now.
Yeah, I'm backing you. That's a very solid gamer, I'm going to have to say, Christian. Okay, the next one was sent in, and it says, how did you meet the Chelsea Academy players in that picture from when you were young? Now, this is obviously in reference to the one with you and Mason Mount when you were very young.
Yeah. It's funny, yeah. We spoke about it, and we didn't even really remember the moment that much, to be honest. I know I lived in England for a bit when I was younger, growing up, and I must have gone for a little training, with the Chelsea Academy at one point. I don't know if it was a training, a trial, but I remember it, very, very vaguely. But it was and it turned out to be Mason. I kind of remember him now that I saw the picture, back in the day. But that was a funny moment. So I guess my answer would be I don't really remember it either.
And also, you obviously lived in England when you were a little bit younger. How did you find that experience of growing up playing football in England?
Yeah, it was amazing. I loved it because I remember after school each day, we would just go right out to the court, and it would just be football for hours and hours after school. My parents had to drag me home, so it was it was a great experience. I just loved being in this culture, because obviously I loved the game so much. And back in the U.S., after school you might not be playing football, you'll be playing American football or basketball. So it was just really cool to kind of live that.
Love it. Okay, the next one. Do you understand the word "in it" yet? Now, I believe this is in reference to a video when you first arrived at Chelsea, where you were talking about how all the English players at the end of their sentences say the word "in it."
Yeah.
Have you got the hang of it now?
Well, I don't use it, but I always understood it. I didn't get why it was used so much, but now I've definitely. I get it. I get why they do it, but I'm still gonna keep it out of my vocabulary, I think.
Is there any phrases that you've managed to successfully import from America that the English boys have started to steal now?
I think yeah, actually. I don't know if I could give you an example, but A lot of the guys, when they talk to me, they try to have like an American accent. So I think it's pretty funny.
Have you hit back with any English accents yet? Can you give us a sneak peek of your English accent, Christian?
My English accent's alright. I don't know, if you give me something to say, maybe I could try it.
Why don't you just say, my name's Christian Pulisic and I play for Chelsea Football Club?
My name is Christian Pulisic and I play for Chelsea Football Club.
That was pretty
Was that all right?
That was pretty spot on, I have to say. I don't think that was too bad at all.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's finish with one final question then. And this one says, if there was a 100-meter race at Chelsea, where are you finishing?
Oof. That's a good question. I think I would definitely put myself in top 5. Not number 1. Probably not number 2, but top 5.
Who are we talking then, number 1 and 2? Who do you think?
I know Fikayo is fast. Timo's fast. A lot of fast guys on the team.
Okay, so we're going either Fikayo or Timo. Thanks very much, Christian. Absolute pleasure to speak to you today, my friend.
Thank you.